pretty much attacked by a mob, Jonathan, of rock-throwing thugs. There's no other way to describe them. They surrounded our car. They started shaking it. They started throwing rocks at us. It hit the outside of the car, including the windows, and a window was eventually smashed into pieces. That's what happened yesterday. Today, the situation felt a little bit safer. Also, we weren't driving a very long distance. We were stopped by that checkpoint, as I told you, but you do not feel 100% safe at any moment of the day right now in Cairo, Egypt, which is something that in many ways I suppose is a little bit sad, because normally this is a bustling, friendly city with friendly people, friendly and patient people, the Egyptians are. So seeing this city and this country go through this crisis and not really knowing exactly how everything will pan out and how everything will resolve itself is something that kind of is a little bit sad at this point, Jonathan. I mean, from a personal perspective, from someone who's visited this city and this country so many times over so many years, it's a wait-and-see situation, but it is something that that you can't help but think is just a little bit tragic on some level.
Our Hala Garani on this day in Cairo, reporting firsthand on her observations, driving through the city and hearing from Egypt's defiant foreign minister. Thanks very much. Correspondent Ivan Watson is in Cairo as well and joins us now. Ivan, where are you and what are you seeing?
John, I'm in Tahrir Square right now, the symbolic place that's been just a symbolic symbol of defiance against the Mubarak government for days now. What a remarkable change. You're looking at live pictures here of what was, up until dawn this morning, a bloody battleground, and now the site of a jubilant political rally with thousands of people milling about with one common demand, and that is for Hosni Mubarak to step down. In fact, just moments ago, when a rumor, a false alarm that he had resigned went through the crowd, there were scenes of utter jubilation and embracing in the streets. Now, we're going to show you pictures of what the defenses looked like when we arrived at the beginning of the day, when the young men who have been fighting for 2 days and 2 nights on the barricades surrounding this place against pro-government sympathizers, how they had lined up several men deep with their stones as ammunition, arms locked, prepared to continue to defend this turf to make sure that the prayer ceremony was not interrupted. And sure enough, when the prayers began, these bandaged, battle-scarred men on guard, thousands of people kneeled and prayed in the square on the asphalt in just a massive show of devotion and faith. What's even more remarkable after that is the crowd only swelled after the prayers completed, and people just poured in from every different strata of Egyptian society. We've seen scenes of people dancing and singing and clapping and chanting, waving flags, showing their handmade signs, again demanding the same thing over and over again for Hosni Mubarak to step down. John?
And the mood, it's changed like from night to day, but part of the change has been because the military has been assuring a certain amount of security. I'm told there is more manpower in uniform in the square, and in fact that the defense minister himself visited. What can you tell us about that?
We did not see signs of an official government delegation here, but given the tumult, given the massive amount of people here, it's possible we missed that, John. There is a larger military presence outside the barricades of the square, armed infantry that arrived before dawn, and apparently have helped keep away some of the opposition demonstrators that have battled at the north end of the square by the Egyptian Museum for 2 days and 2 nights. However, I do have to say, eyewitnesses have told me that there have been some running clashes at the eastern end of the square, away from the Nile River, going on, involving several hundred anti-government demonstrators at one end of the square. But as always is the case here, you could have battles taking place half a kilometer away, and then men, women, and children milling around without any threat at the other end of the square. And that is just a bit of the example of how bizarre and how fluid the events have been here at the heart of this rebel movement, really, for days now.
A patchwork relief, calm and conflict depending on where you are in Cairo. Ivan Watson in Tahrir Square, thanks very much. Well, for the people of Cairo, daily life has almost ground to a halt, but the central bank is trying to get things back to normal for people across Egypt. Officials say banks will reopen Sunday. They've been closed during the worst of the violence to try to prevent the system from being destabilized by panic withdrawals. The central bank has assured customers their deposits are all safe. Normal trading is to restart Monday at the stock market in Cairo. Share prices fell sharply last week as the protests began to pick up pace. Hosni Mubarak and his family